Yeah, with dirty hands. I'm actually out here doing the work while you sitting on the sidelines being a little bitter Betty. He is so bitter. He's so bitter. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to My Twisted Life of Poetry. I am Poetry. You are here for Queen Sugar recap and review season 3, part 2 of the season premiere. I know a lot of y'all didn't agree with me yesterday when I said that first premiere part was uneventful, unmoving as a season opener. And you know, it's okay. That's okay to be able to disagree with me. We can disagree. And as far as a part 2 of the season opener, I still don't think it was premiere worthy. This just could have been any other regular episode. However, the second part was a lot better for me as far as grabbing my attention or holding my attention than the first half. So I'm gonna go ahead and just talk a little bit before I get into this recap and review about what I was missing. Let me tell you. So our season finale left us with a lot of unanswered questions. Left me with a lot of unanswered questions. We come back here to season 3 in a time frame that we are so unclear on. We ain't sure exactly when it is, because Charley done moved to a whole doggone house, which means she done sold her doggone loft, got rid of the house, you know, searched for this house, bought a whole new house. This might have been the house that she was trying to get the first time, the one that Remy told her not to get. That might have been what this was. So, yeah, no, I don't know. Because no, it was the one that she was living in before the loft that Remy didn't like. He just thought she was just overdoing it, what have you. But anyway, so we don't know the time frame between the last episode and this episode, because I'm buying wood. I went on a whole doggone vacation. We know it's basketball season, so this got to be late fall. You know, basketball season don't start when school starts, so it's got to be late fall. And Micah said he was like, he was only had a year and a half left of school, so that would make it seem like this was after the Christmas holidays, and especially Mr. Riley, when he came to Vi and told her that all the pies sold out over the holiday season. That makes me think this is, you know, after the holidays. So, but that's just pretty much all we got from this, right? Okay. So, like I said, Charley, she done bought a new house, but she hadn't sold Queen Sugar yet, which was really confusing to me. And I was really confused as well as why is Sam Landry the one signing this agreement? Because Jacob Boudreaux is the one who came to Charley and said, let's be partners. Let's be partners in secret. You know what I'm saying? And Charley was like, no, just buy me out 100%. And I just want to be the manager of the whole doggone plant. I get the black farmers back, and we'll work out percentages on how much I get paid, but I want a salary. That's what the whole deal was. So the fact that she's now signing a deal with Landry, and Landry is kicking Bordeaux out the room, I was confused. We still don't have a clear idea of what Charley is doing. She slipped a 1% ownership into the agreement with Sam. That's why Sam was like, yeah, I saw you slip that in there, because at first she said, buy me out 100%. She slipped that little 1% in there, and with the information from the financial reports, I'm not sure exactly what she plans on doing with that, or how she's going to go after the shareholders with this information, how this is going to help her become the full owner of Landry Enterprises. Well, we also know Micah got suspended. Micah got suspended for a whole doggone month. And we just gonna overlook that? He got suspended for vandalism. We just gonna forget that even happened? Nobody even discussed the fact that Michael was suspended from school for an entire month for vandalism? And now he got college recruiters looking at him? They will be looking at that as well. So that didn't make sense to me. Davis, he was supposed to be having a potentially career-ending surgery at the end of the last season. But we open up this season with him playing ball. However, he is going to come home early and not finish out the season, but it's still no mention of him having surgery. And Charley was still his manager. She didn't give up that job. That was one thing that she was holding on to. Like, even though I ain't your wife no more, I'm still running your pockets. That's how she was wheeling and dealing deals and getting the money for the Sugar Land, and she was doing all kind of stuff. Charley was still his manager, so the fact that she didn't know he was coming home and not finish out his career was still shocking to me. If there was a particular episode that Charley said, I'm no longer going to be your manager, I need to know what that was, because all this time Charley has been making it known that she was still managing Davis. Okay, and then the Nova and Remy elongated hug. We gonna pretend that didn't happen too. We just gonna fly right on over that. See, I can understand Remy's bitterness towards Charley. Based on how his character is developed, I can understand it. But kissing his ass ain't something I want Charley to do. And the Jacob and Charley hookup, I see it coming. I see it coming. But what happened to Bennington? The cousin. Remember Landry and Boudreaux had another cousin, Bennington? And he hated that part of the family? What the fuck happened to him? I thought that I was going to see a development between Bennington and Boudreaux having a tussle over Charley. That's what I thought. That was going to piss Remy off some more. But that's how I figured it was going to happen. But they kind of like did away with that story too. Darla's parents just taking off with no word. Made no sense to me. Wood made promises that the money wasn't going to change them, but he done taken them on extravagant vacations already. He want to do this all falling out wedding. He told her he was going to help her start her own business. That's what he was going to do. But he treating her like she in her last days of her life. And then I thought the lie to Blue was that Darla was sick. And that's why she couldn't be there right now. So it didn't make sense to me that Blue would be asking, when would you come and get me? He would have been asking, when would you come home? Y'all see why I understand why that premiere, they didn't make no damn sense to me. I couldn't gasp them for it because it was almost like they was pushing reset and doing a whole different storyline. Just teasing us with something that was left over from the second season. But it didn't make sense. The fact that Rob was there packing up her shit in front of Blue when she's supposed to be just sick and gone away sick, supposed to be coming back, she's sick. That's what the lie's supposed to have been. I'm still not satisfied with Rob in the store. The last time he went in that store, that girl was like, I remember your face, I know you. At some point, is this gonna come back to bite Rob in the ass? Maybe it's gonna come back to bite him with this whole parole situation, since the dude trying to get him off early. But this is so much unanswered stuff that I thought that at the end of season 2, that's what should have been in the opening. We should have got answered to questions in the opening. Y'all, like I said, you can disagree with me if you want. That's fine. But that's how I feel about it. I should not come back to an opening and feel like we done picked up a whole nother book and we didn't finish the second book. If the second story had a cliffhanger, we should be able to carry that forward into the third book and let us keep moving forward. But I didn't get that. So, in Nova, her I want to be down, but I can't see the bigger picture storyline is being recycled again for the third season. First with Chantal, then with Dr. Robert, I call him Dr. Joe, and now this time, I'm like, now y'all have a better understanding of how I'm feeling about this particular opening. If we were supposed to forget all those unanswered questions, just accept it as this is how it is now, I ain't never been a go with the flow type of chick. It just ain't never been me. Hence the twistedness of my twisty channel. But we're gonna go ahead and move forward. Let's go ahead and go into this recap and review. Like I said, I still don't see it as premiere worthy. It could have just been a regular another episode, in my opinion. It wasn't like I said, as bad to me as the first one. But it's the next morning, I'm assuming, because time frames are not clear here. Nova got the paper to read her story that she wrote on the 4 protesting children, only to learn that her editor then gutted it and changed the language. It's making that book deal look a little bit better, though. Making it look a little bit better. They spin the story to say that those kids came in there causing disruption and causing chaos in the middle of the classic game. And I'm like, really? Really? Like, it's so crazy to me when people say that somebody coming in kneeling, silently protesting, just kneeling, is causing a disruption. No, it's you booing, hacking and hawing, cussing, throwing shit and whatever else you're doing, showing extra aggression. That's what's disrupting it. That's what's being disrespectful to the song. Because if y'all just shut the fuck up and just keep your little hands over your heart like you want to do and sing your little lyrics that you want to sing, then the damn protest will be over as soon as the fucking song is over. That's all they doing. But y'all want to act ugly and unruly, but we the ones being disrespectful. Fuck y'all. So, I'm Vi. she got some good news from the grocer, Mr. Riley, and her pies, they sold out over the holidays, like I mentioned earlier. And he wants to give her a permanent center display. Like, location is everything in a grocery store. And with that, if she could double up her order, he would give her a 25% increase in her royalties. Ching, go ahead on out and buy Patty's Pies. I ain't got nothing on you, boo. I need to get me some pies, baby. Apple, please. Apple, yes. So I'm buying. She didn't do like Nova. She was like, yes. Yes. That's all. Ain't no other questions to be asked. I agree. Wood, I can't see him being too happy about it because he wants her to take it easy. So I just couldn't see him being extremely happy about that situation. Well, back at the High Yellow Diner, Remy is sitting there with a group of guys, and they all discussing the teen protest, and they saying they want that the kids they weren't confused, they was just disrespectful, and that's all they got was commotion, because that's all they wanted to do in the first place. And Remy is like, no, that ain't what it is. It's time to make those that's comfortable uncomfortable with discrimination instead of turning a blind eye. They wasn't confused nor disrespectful. I totally agree with you, Remy. Charley and Ra, they come in, and Charley giving her little welcoming speech back to the black farmers. Welcome on back to Queen Sugar. They are under the assumption that Charley owns Queen Sugar, and they getting a discount. It's going to be locked in for 5 years. And as Charley would say, this move is going to help the world see that black businesses can work together and thrive. You know, Remy had that look on his face like, I mean, seriously, he had that look on his face. He's like, if you don't get the hell out of here with that shit, get out of here with that nonsense. He didn't even bother to want to stick around. He was like, I'm not finna stick around for this celebratory buffet that you got going on over this bullshit. Because before he left out, he went up to her and like, oh, so that's what we doing now? We lying to the people. That's what we gonna do. And Charley don't see it that way. She don't never see the wrong in what she doing. She thinks she helping the farmers because at least, you know, they not getting swindled out their money. Remy say, well, that depends on how you do what you got to do, what you got to give to get it, you know. And I'm like, what you implying, Remy? We all know what Remy is implying. We always know it. And I'm like, I am so done with Charley trying to impress this motherfucker. I think Charley playing with fire myself. I really do. But you ain't gonna keep calling me no hoe, bro. You not gonna keep calling me no hoe. And she say, look, I'm the good guy here. He said, yeah, with dirty hands. Yeah, with dirty hands. I'm actually out here doing the work while you sitting on the sidelines being a little bitter Betty. He is so bitter. He's so bitter. Well, I'm by. She at the crib cooking up her little pies, waiting on her little pie tins to show up. But instead, you know, it's payday, baby. It is payday. Wood got that check from that rig explosion, and they about to live on Easy Street right now. But I'm advised, like, you know, you said this money ain't gonna change us. Like, what that mean? You know, it means I gotta cook some pies. Damn it. She said, but later though. Later, baby, I'm gonna let you put some money in this bank. Hey, for the slut. That's all I'm saying. So Davis is in town, and Mike is trying to convince him that he should be going to public school. Davis know damn well that Charley ain't finna go with this, and Micah know it too. So he tell him, though, look, if you can come up with a logical reason, because your mama works off of logic, then maybe she'll listen to you. Well, the cop video, it got leaked, and it's about to start a series of protests according to the news. Nova's editor tell her, you know, he need her to fall back. The little article that she wrote, the Trump article, gave him a lot of slack. You know, this is the best article he ever read in life. Yeah, now he tell her to pull back because of that article. It's getting the shadows for a little bit because it's affecting the advertising. And so afterwards she get together with her girlfriends and, you know, toss around the idea of quitting her job. And I love to see Nova with her sister circle talking. At this point in time, Charley should have some friends there too, but she don't seem to have any. So I love to see Nova with her sister friends. And, you know, I feel like that with some of these YouTube sisters that I have met. Like, I have serious heart-to-heart conversations with a lot of them about family, about investing, about just life in general. And I think everybody needs a good circle of people around them that they could bounce ideas off, you know, to get the real truth told to them, you know, with or without judgment, but just at least it's the real truth, and you know that they're coming not from a malicious place. Well, like I said, Nova's thinking about giving up her job altogether, just walking away from it. She's gonna be leaving her platform, she's gonna be leaving her income, and shit, this would be a tragedy in a lot of doggone ways if that book don't sell. I'm kind of dealing with that shit myself. Everybody keep telling me just go ahead and fucking quit my job so that way I can 100% focus on writing my books and publishing them. But having faith in a dream ain't paying bills and ain't putting food in my stomach and shit like that. So it's kind of scary when you look at it that way. It's like you're going to give up everything. And like with Nova, it's not just income, it's her platform as well. I don't have a platform yet. YouTube is pretty much my biggest platform that I have. So, it's something that she got to think about. She don't want to, compromise her morals, to get what she want out of life either. Cause like you compromising at what cost, so yeah, Nova got a lot, but Nova, every time she's presented with an idea, or a chance for advancement, she runs from it. She's afraid of her own shine. She's afraid of her own shine. She's very encouraging for other folks to get what they got to get. And she wants the hood to thrive and become better. But every time she gets a better opportunity, she knocks it down. I think when Charley was giving her an example, I can't remember if it was this episode or the last, and she was giving her the example of Ida B. Wells. And she used to have Ida B. Wells poster around. And she's like, you used to put that poster up and look at it and saying, I'm going to be me. That's going to be me. I want to be her. I want to be her. And she was like, you Ida B. Wells right now. I was looking at it similarly, but I was like, just how Ida B. Wells got her poster and you're able to put that poster up and say, this is who I'm looking up to. You want to be that person that somebody else can put that poster up. But you can't do that if your face ain't out there, if they don't know who you are. So me and Charley basically was saying the same thing. I just said it a little bit differently. So Micah tells his plans to Charley, and I thought the youngin had some good points about why he should be in public school, or why he could survive in the public school system. And Charley is like, being black in America, especially being a black man, you need every fucking advantage possible, always. And I kind of agree with her as well. I myself, I had kept my daughter in public school instead of private school because she was an honor roll student. She was like the top of her class. Keena never did homework. She never brought home homework because before Keena even got done with class, she had her homework done. She never brought home homework. That's why Keena got no goddamn study habits, because she always did her shit at school. So I thought that being in a public school setting that she was going to thrive still because she was already smart as fuck. But school is not just about grades. There's so much more going on. The social aspect of it. Just the responsibility of, it's so much going on as far as the public school system is concerned that you may not be accessible to during the private schools. So in my case, it didn't do her any good to stay in public school. It really didn't. It actually did her more harm than good as far as education was concerned, because her grades really suffered. Especially dealing with all of the social issues that she had to deal with. I talked about it before in the colorism video. She might have still had those same things in private school, but it was just so much more prevalent in public school because, one, she was a fucking brainiac. So she felt like she had to dumb herself down to fit in, things like that. I think Micah's going to go through that, and if he goes through public school. And if they don't show that dynamic here on the show, I would be very disappointed in them, because they would give a not so real interpretation of the public school system. If they don't do that, we'll see how it goes though, because the writers are pretty good on this show. Ra, he's still having issues with little boy Blue. You know who I call him? I call Blue Little Crayon, but he been just Blue right now, because he been getting on my doggone nerves. Whenever he stopped getting on my nerves, I might call him Crayon again. He throwing shit and he want to play, and Rod's like, do I look like I'm playing with you, little boy? I'm going to put you in timeout. Blue say, no, you won't go to timeout. And I'm thinking, it couldn't be me. It could not be me. The first time would have been his last damn time a long time ago with me. But this, because it's gone on a little bit too far. This has gone on too far, and Rod has not addressed him. He's not had a conversation with him. You ain't necessarily got to put your hands on the little boy, even though I would have snatched his ass up a long time ago. But you ain't necessarily got to do that. But timeout is not good if he don't know what the fuck he in timeout for. Okay, he got to understand what the fuck it is he's doing wrong. Not just what he did wrong, not just the act, but the reasons behind it. Okay, so, and we not showing it with Ra right now. It's like Ra is just kind of like, I don't know, stepping over the situation, stepping over the conversation. His PO dropped by and give him some good news that he could possibly get released on parole early, in 3 months instead of a year. And Ra had mentioned that he was looking for employees for the farm, and the PO was like, "Look, I got a few non-violent offenders. They dads. They looking for work. You know, maybe a good idea for them to come work for you, and that way they could see you leading by example." And Ra always gets to be bewildered ass look on his face when people try to tell him stuff that he could do. He's so full of doubt. He's so full of doubt. But Ross seems to be struggling financially himself. And I'm like, how can he afford to pay employees? Because he's struggling. Can't even buy his son brand new shoes. You know what I'm saying? And at first I was like, why is he struggling to care for Blue? He was the one that was doing it alone for a long time. Because even though Aunt Vi was the guardian, Ra was still the one that was saying it was taking care of Blue. That's one of the things he argued with Aunt Vi as far as why he should have guardianship over his son. So I was very confused about why the fuck he's struggling with raising Blue right now, even though Darla out the picture. But I do have to remember that once he took on the responsibility of the farm, Darla was back in his life. And Darla was taking off a lot of that responsibility off his shoulders as far as Blue was concerned. But as far as discipline and structure, that was Darla. Because shit, Ra would knock down everything Darla tried to do as far as discipline little boy. So shit, he doing the same thing he was doing with you before Darla was there, in my opinion. Well, anyway, baby, she ain't having a good day. The kitchen ain't happening right now. The stove ain't working right. Her employee Rhonda, she can't get the mixer to work right, so she's doing everything manually, which means she's doing it slower. She's starting to get some pain in her hands, and Nova's like, look, you gotta slow down. You getting up there in age. You're not a spring chicken no more. And I'm Vi's like, I don't want to be a spring chicken. Shit, I'm ready to soar, ready to spread my wings. I patted the bell. I told Wood, I got wings. I can fly. It's just my time. That's all I'm letting you know right now. So, and she like, just like you, you need to bounce on that job. Step out on that job, if you know what bounce means, and get to work on your book. So, yeah, Nova is hearing it, but I don't think she's really hearing it, because Aunt is like, start enjoying your life right now. Start pursuing your dreams. And Rhonda come back. She says that she can't find nobody but Miss Effie who got ovens that she could use. And Aunt Vi's like, nah, we ain't no do that one. I got other plans. So I want to know what's going on with her. But I figured she about to go over to the Hot Yellow. Now, why in the hell is Charley having dinner with Jacob Woodrow? The deal is done. It's already signed, sealed, and delivered. So why are you still playing this game with him? Apparently, they still have a partnership. And I'm not sure exactly what their partnership is. And they paying in on his face. That is an ugly, unattractive man. He's an odd-looking creature. He's odd-looking. I was right. Bye. She's going over to the High Yellow. She cooking up a storm. Clyde rush in like, woman, you got your damn nerves coming up in here. You ain't even asked me. Could you use my ovens, and you trying to cook all up in here with your little side hustle? And I'm back. So we ain't hearing nobody. Business ain't slowed down none. Food still moving out of here. And you supposed to be out fishing anyway. So she talks to Clyde any kind of which kind of way. Clyde is like, you got to go. You got to go. And the girl Rhonda, she ain't even an employee of this company, so she's an insurance hazard. So she has to insurance hazard. So she has to leave. So Vi tell her, you know what, choose your words carefully, because if you do this, I'm done for good. And Clyde don't respond to her, but she tell Rhonda to go ahead and call Effie up again, by using those ovens. So Wood and the fellas, they out shopping. Wood, Blue, and Ra out shopping. And he tell Blue, go on, get you a couple pair of shoes, little homie. Ra pride can't take that shit. And in addition to that, he say Blue been acting up lately. He don't deserve all them pairs of shoes. So he tell Blue to put them back. And Blue like, he got like 11 pairs in his arms. He tell Ra, I ain't putting nothing back. I ain't putting nothing. You got me bumped up, sir. I ain't putting a doggone thing back. And he like, Ra, like, you gonna make me snatch you up in front of these people? You ain't finna snatch nothing. Boy, stop. You ain't finna do nothing to that little boy. You the reason that he's like he is right now. All that damn coddling you've been doing. Wood is looking like, what the heck is going on? Security come all over, nostrils all flared up. Wait, back up, little homie, back up. Well, Vi and Wood, they head over to the bingo hall to find Miss Effie, who Vi really can't stand and don't want to deal with. Well, Effie mad at her that she left the St. Agnes Society. And now you got the nerve to come over here and ask us for help. I can't even see Aunt Vi chilling with these highfalutin ass women. But she like, why should I help you? So Vi say, guess because I'm going to donate 10% of my profits to St. Agnes. That's a lot, Aunt Vi. That's a lot of money. Hollywood could have bought you a few new ovens because he already got the check for less than that. But they were satisfied with their answers, so they gave her the keys. And Nova sitting at home just soaking, looking at a few articles that she had previously written. And she finds an old one with a note on it from that Miss Brown. Y'all remember her from season 1. It's telling her to amplify her words. So she decides that she's going to go ahead and go back to work. That's what she thought that meant. So the song that they was playing in the background was so fitting for the moment. And I'm going to paraphrase the lyrics. It's something about going down in history. And it's just like, no, I just want to be remembered. I don't need to go down in history. I just want to be remembered. And I just say, I don't know why this girl is so afraid of her own shine. And I'm one to talk. But her confidence is so contradictory to how she walks in her own path. Micah, he sees that viral video of the cop beating that little boy that his mom leaked. And, you know, he's triggered. He is triggered by it. And, yes, Charley is using the potential of her pussy for power moves. Yes, she is. And I'm like, girl, that can get you hurt. I know some of y'all women watching this, y'all like, yes, Charley, use what you got to get what you need. But then y'all, some of the same women that's going to be mad that men objectify you. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to be debating about that in the comments section. You take it as you want to. All I'm saying is Charley's playing a dangerous game. And this is what Remy is salty about. However, he acted like she already done fucked them all. And she ain't did that. So Rod tell her, look, just don't get caught up in the game, sis, you know. Remember where the truth lies, you know. Charley asked him how Blue was doing, and we know that he missing his mom. She missed her something terrible. And Gremlin K had asked her question, like, why did he even bother to take the test? He kept saying that it wasn't going to change anything, so why was it so important for you to take the test? I wondered that as well. Anyway, they toast up to being free. They free of Davis, free of Darla, free of Remy. And Rod stay at the club and kick it a little bit more while Charley, she outside, can't get a doggone car started. And this guy stops to help her out. And they seem to have a little chemistry, a little interest in one another. He looked like Nova's editor me at first. He a little Latin poppy. And at first I was like, is that him? Anyway, they exchanged digits. And that was so unexpected. I was not ready for that, Charley. Well, I'm fine. Finished her pie order, and baby, she is pooped and tired. But it's done. It's all done. In the morning, David swing by Charley and was like, hey, did you leak that cop's video? I'm curious as to how he knew that Charley leaked it, because Charley had to use an investigator just to find out what the officer's name was. So I think Davis knew though, because he probably knew who the cop's name was. I don't know, but yeah. His main concern though is how Micah is going to take it if he sees that video. And Charley didn't think about that, you know. Her concerns are, she doesn't think. A lot of time when she makes moves and takes actions, she don't think about the after effect or who it's going to affect, you know, down the line. Whether she's doing it out the goodness of her heart or not, Charley does not usually think like that. She thinks about how she can get what she needs right there, right now, and that's all that matters. But so yeah, Davis had a valid concern as far as like Michael's well-being in his thought process if he saw that video himself. Because like I said, as we saw, he was triggered by that, but they didn't do nothing else with that. They just moved on. So she goes to Micah's room and notices the photographs that he's been taking. Thank goodness they're not as unfocused as they were showing us. And it looks like he's going to be a little photojournalist. That's what it looked like to me. So he uses this moment to, again, pitch public school. And the idea that he needs to feel like he belongs. Like when he's around the students at the public school, he doesn't feel like he's trying to fit in. He feels like he's connecting like automatically. It just comes natural. And he don't want to be the kid at the private school that's like, you know, you black but this, you black but that. You know, unfortunately, and what I see is that you're a black kid with money and in a public school system, that's kind of just as bad sometimes. You know, we could be just as cruel for someone that has money to our own people. That Charley know that all too well, just from how Ra and Nova treated her, because she's the one with the money. You know, so Yeah. But she agrees to go ahead and let him try public school. And she said if something happens, then she pulling him. You know. Yeah. Well, Blue comes into the kitchen with Ra and asks if he's done with timeout. And, you know, timeout is over. He apologized for being bad these past few days. But Rod tell him, you know, you was acting brand new, but you ain't got a bad bone in your body, baby. Now, everything's smoothed out between them. He helped him wash the dishes. And I'm personally very disappointed in this writing right now. Not the fact that they reconciled, at the fact that there was no conversation that they had with Blue about his behavior. That should have happened before he came back into his kitchen and apologized. No, he needed time to think about why the heck he was on timeout. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like Blue just came to the realization I was being mean to my dad. Let me forget it. Yeah, it just didn't do nothing for me. So Charley meets with the Vicky chick and pays her for the video being leaked, and she feels like some justice is better than no justice at all. And then Vicky tells her that her old buddy Landry is in a financial bind. And like, how the heck can he afford to buy Queen Sugar if his money is tight? You know, it's news to her. And as of right now, Vicky ain't got no information on the rest of those shareholders, but she's going to keep digging. She hope to have it by the next day. So the whole fam go to the grocery store ready to go see Aunt Vi send a display. And they get there and it's a bunch of ho-hos and ding-dongs on the counter. They pan the room and find that her stuff is stacked in front of the deli. Everybody's clapping like, oh shit, there we go right there. But no, this was not the deal. He said he was going to give me the red carpet treatment, put me on the center display. Like I said, location is everything as far as a grocery store is concerned. And she was like, you know, somebody better give me Mr. Riley. You know, so the dude was going to go get Mr. Riley on the phone at least. And Vi was looking at the whole display like, this ain't right. This ain't right. And I'm about to make it right. So she started moving the display herself. And of course she didn't want nobody's help. But sometimes you got to let the family be there for you. Sometimes. I mean, this ain't right now. This is not being overbearing. This is not being overprotective. This right here is what we call support. And I was like, I'm too old for that shit. I will not be sidelined. I will not be sidestepped. I will not be overlooked. I will not be put in the corner. Ain't nobody putting baby in the corner. It's time to shine. It's my time to shine. And I was like, you hear that, Nova? She talking to you, girl. She is talking to you. Take note. And Nova did. Because next thing we see, she goes into her office. And it wasn't her editor to try to pick up Charley. And she's studying her with her little orange on and Steve like, hey, glad you back on board. And she's like, oh, you know, gee, thanks. Here's my resignation. You wanted me to scale back, bruh. You wanted me to scale back when I'm all the way back now. Matter of fact, I'm so far back, I'm up out of this joint. Deuces. Deuces. So, you know, that's how the episode ended. So that is Queen Sugar, episode 2. No, yeah, it's episode 2. But it's part 2 of the season premiere. Our sojourn here. Their sojourn here. I have to sojourn a tooth. Sojourn. I'm gonna get it right. It's gonna be on the doggone video thumbnail. Shoot. Thank y'all for coming back to this channel. Thank y'all for listening to this whole long ass recap and review of Queen Sugar. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. All right, peace.